Hey guys, welcome to Lisa's Kitchen. It's Friday night. I'm here with my friends John and Sandra. Let's do a little cheers, guys, to Friday night. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Made my little version of a mojito here. Just threw in some guava juice and coriander instead of mint. Great flavor. So tonight, I don't like doing dishes, so I'm going to do everything that I can, everything on the barbecue. So meat, veggies, everything on the barbecue. I like to keep it simple like I always do. It's about flavors, not about quantity or how many things you're going to mix into it. So I've got some nice pieces of meat here, some nice steak, some strip loin cuts. I've got asparagus. I've got some Roma tomatoes and just some button mushrooms here. I've prepped everything already, so I'm just have to do the last minute touches, which really is just marinating, put a little dressing on everything. The first thing I want to get on the grill is the steaks because they're going to take the longest. The vegetables won't take that long. So simple, just a little olive oil. Right, you want to rub that into the meat. And for me, steak, simplest seasoning, but what I like is just some good old steakhouse pepper, Montreal steak spice, just a good old steak spice. I like to well season it. I'm not making a sauce for the steak. You don't need it if you season it well. And I've also got my grill going already because you want your grill nice and hot. That's how you're going to get the nice sear marks onto your pieces of meat. So I've done one side. I'll do the other side once I put it onto the grill. You can hear that sizzle. That's what you want to hear. You know the grill is nice and hot. So again, got some oil on my hands. I'm just going to throw that on top. And then again with the seasoning. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to close the lid because I want to keep the heat in. I want to get a nice sear onto those steaks. And then I just have to put a little marinade onto my vegetables. I know we all worry about cross-contamination. I'm going to wipe my hands. This is all going to go on the grill. It's going to reach a temperature where it does kill any bacteria, so you don't really have to worry about it. Simple marinade I'm going to use for all three of these is just olive oil, red wine vinegar, salt, pepper, and some garlic, and a little bit of Greek seasoning. So again, be generous with the olive oil. Mushrooms as well. So all I did to prep was simply cut the tomatoes in half. For the asparagus, I just cut the ends off because that's going to be the hard, bitter part. The white part, basically when you break an asparagus, it'll break where it should break, and this will be the part that you want to keep. Mushrooms, I've simply just cut off the bottoms of them, and I've put some marks into the top, just that when it grills, just a few little slits in the top so it'll cook a little nicer. Okay, so a little bit of olive oil on those, and a little bit more. And then red wine vinegar. And again, I'm putting it on everything. You'd be surprised how much red wine vinegar actually does add flavor. It's great for grilled veg. I think it adds great flavor. Pureed garlic. I buy peeled garlic. I puree it with olive oil. Keep it in your fridge. You've always got pureed garlic ready to go. You don't have to worry about chopping up garlic and making your hands stink. A little bit on each tomato. Some of it will fall off. Quite a bit on there, but let's not worry. If everyone's eating it, it's okay. You can make out afterwards. Great seasoning. It's great for vegetables because at the time it's got a little bit of lemon flavor. If you have fresh herbs you want to use that, go ahead. I like to keep it quick, easy, and simple. All in one, you know? It's done. A little bit of that. Okay, I see that the barbecue's flaming up a little bit, so it's probably time to turn my steaks. Oh yeah, it's got some nice flames going. And I'm going to show you, basically. So I made one sear that way. I'm just going to turn the steak. I'm still cooking the same side. I just want to get the craft hatch marks on it. Alright, I'm going to close back up the lid. Last thing I'm going to add to these is salt and pepper, and I've got the fresh cracked, which is always better than the ready-made stuff. Fresh cracked, you always get a good amount of flavor out of it. Again, if you don't like pepper, you don't have to add it. It also gives your arm a good workout. You know, you can all use that for something. terrible. I know. So I'm going to give everything a mix here. So the garlic and the salt and pepper spreads evenly around all the vegetables. And I'm just going to rub it into the tomatoes. Okay, my veg are good to go. Good to go onto the grill. Now I have a small grill, so I can't fit everything at once. But not to worry, we will make it work. I think it's time I'm going to turn my steaks over as well. Look at that, some nice marks on it. That's what we're looking for. And again, steaks, my favorite is medium. Some people like medium rare. Well done. I try not to allow people to eat like that, but hey, if you don't know any better, you can eat well done. So my mushrooms are going to take the longest, so I'm going to put them on the bottom with the steaks. And again, every barbecue has a hot spot. As you can see, mine is here. So I know that's going to cook the fastest. So I can put my mushrooms on now because they'll probably be done at the same time that the steaks are done as well. Tomatoes, I do want a nice sear mark on them. They don't take much time, but just a little sear. So I will put them on the bottom, but I'll quickly move them to the top once they've got a little sear on them. I'm just finding the spots. You know, you got a small grill, you make it work. Asparagus, I've got thin asparagus. If they were thicker, you may want to cook them on the bottom, but I'm actually just going to spread them across the top of my grill because they are thin. The heat's still going to go up to them, and it's going to cook them up beautifully. Look at that tiny grill, and I've managed to fit everything in. So I'm going to close it up again for a second, just to get some nice sear marks on the tomatoes. But you want to watch it at this point, because everything is almost done. So you do want to watch it. Smoke's going. It's not where you eat yet. Time may come, but not yet. You know what time it is? It's time for a drink, maybe a little shot. John, I think we have some tequila. Can you bring that over?
Be right back.
I'm going to open that. It's smoking a little too much for me. Alright, John, can you get those shots ready for us? I'm going to just turn my steaks again.
Alright, tequila time.
Tequila time. Let's do it. Ooh. Beautiful. The lime's already in it. You know what? We're going to add a little lime flavor straight to the tequila. Sandra, would you like to join us?
Sure.
You're busy, yeah? You can
Yeah.
do it? Oh.
Yeah.
You do it all at once, the tequila and
That's
the
right.
lime. All right, guys.
Hang on. Well, I can't take the lime out, so.
Yeah. No. But she can do it still.
Yeah,
She's
well.
talented.
I'll
Cheers,
do it.
guys.
Cheers.
Steak dinner on Friday night. Love it. Cooking is always funner when you have a drink going, a couple shots involved. It's going to be a good time that way. So my tomatoes got a little bit of a sear mark. And again, the hot spots, move things around. And again, I'm going to close it for a minute. Sean, I also need a plate for when the steaks are ready. If you can get that for me, that'd be great. But guys, what you need to realize is everyone wants to go for a nice fancy steak dinner that can cost you, you know, $30, $40 for a plate. Tonight, what I bought here was probably $30 altogether. So it doesn't have to be expensive to eat a nice meal or to eat a nice steak dinner. Buy a nice bottle of wine, come home, put on the barbecue, invite your friends over. There's no need to go out. I got some nice music playing in the background. I got good friends with me. There's not much more you could ask for. Perfect. You could take that for me. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to turn the mushrooms. Everything's almost coming to an end. I'm going to pull these steaks off any minute. The steaks can rest while the vegetables cook. You never want to eat any meat right away. You want to let it rest once you pull it off the heat. That's going to get the juices to go back into the meat so that when you cut it open, you have a nice juicy piece of meat and you haven't lost all that nice flavor from it. Okay. Don't be afraid of a little fire. I'm not. You just have to know how to control it. That's all. I'm going to rotate my asparagus a little bit. You can already tell they're pretty tender already. The heat did get to them up there. And this way you don't have to really worry about them burning because they're not on the direct heat. And with steaks, they say for colors, it's kind of like this part of your finger. When you have it loose, it's rare. When you go a little tighter, it's medium. And when you go full fist, then you know it's a well done steak. So you just want to give your steak a little poke, and you should be able to tell what color it's at roughly. I mean, nobody's perfect. You're not professionals, but... Okay. I misjudged the mushrooms. They're going to take a little bit longer. But you know what? That's what we're here to do, is to learn. To see how things work. When you fix it, you work with it. It's not a big deal. What I do need, actually, is a dish for the vegetables. You could do that. A clear dish again?
Oh.
Yeah, I should have taken that away. So our steaks are going to rest. Again, the flavors are going to come into it. One thing I do like when I don't have a sauce for steak, I like a little spice on things. Horseradish. Fresh, but I've actually bought the prepared horseradish, but it's got, with steak, if people love it with roast beef, I say why not with steak as well. It's got such a nice kick to it. So I'm going to start to pull off some of the vegetables. This is the dish they started in. You know what? There's a little bit of marinade left over in the bottom. Why not? Keep it in there. Put the vegetables right back into there. It'll add a little more flavor to them. So again, I told you the asparagus, because they were thin, they cooked very quickly. Sometimes you'll get thick asparagus. They're going to take a little longer. But these ones didn't take very long at all. Oh, I lost one. Man down. You only lose one, you're doing pretty good. Pull up the tomatoes. I know those are done. And it's going to look nice too on the plate when you make plates for your guests. You've got the nice combo of colors, you know. You've got a little bit of green, some red, some brown. You've got a little bit of everything. I'm going to turn off the heat. So I'm starting to burn my fingers a little bit. Alright. And this is it, guys. Look at that. Steak, grilled asparagus, tomatoes, mushrooms. Me and my friends are going to go and have a fantastic time enjoying this. We can't wait to bite into it. And I hope you can catch us next time. We'll see you on another Friday night.
Woo! Let's eat!